Hey guys, how are you all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. Today what I have for all of you guys on the internet is another movie review. Today we're going to be reviewing Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. So let's begin. I love this movie. Alright, I really enjoyed Harry Potter. It's one of my favorite films of all time. Those reviews will be coming soon. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is another fantastic movie, pardon the pun, which I'll be reviewing soon as well. But I thought I'd review Crimes of Grindelwald first because that's the newest one. I saw this film yesterday, and it was surprisingly really well. Again, I don't trust anyone's opinion but myself. I don't even look at critics anymore. But I looked, and it was doing terribly, of course, because every movie I like is doing terribly. What the heck? Anyway, so yeah, I don't trust anyone like that. All I trust is me, and I loved it. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, huge Fantastic Beasts fan. I know they're the same thing, but I kind of have to say that. Because it's a prequel. So I'm not going to give any spoilers away or anything like that, but this film it's automatically a darker and more mature film than the first one. The first one was still a little bit dark and was still an action film, but this one was more, the first one, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, it was more or less like a movie about the beasts, and Newt and Jacob and Tina and Queenie and everyone else, Makusa and the No-Matches, everything, it was a great movie. But this one just automatically starts, and it's a lot darker, a lot more action-packed, and a lot more mature for a Harry Potter movie. And I know Harry Potter is not for kids, but it's a film when you're watching it, like, immediately I was like, oh, yeah, this is way, way different than the first one, way more dark and all that stuff. And that's needed, right, because it's a dark, thing. Grindelwald, or Grindelwald, whatever you want to say. He's back. He's the main protagonist, of course, in this film. I don't know, because they're making 3 more. There's going to be 5. I don't know if Grindelwald's going to be the main bad guy for the other 3. I'm not entirely sure about that. But I do know that he was a great hero. Knew it was a great hero. He was a great villain. Johnny Depp, I don't know why there's a lot of controversy. Apparently he's done some pretty... He's done some pretty effed up things, or I guess, I don't know. But there's a little squiggly little thing above me. But anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, apparently he's gotten a lot of hit and slack for that, but I think he did a great job. I mean, of course nothing's going to be Voldemort, but I mean, Grindelwald is a pretty good villain. He's a lesser known and less stakes villain, but for the Fantastic Beasts universe, he's the Voldemort. You know what I mean? He's the Darth Vader, he's the Thanos, he's the dark side, all that stuff. He's the Garmadon. So it's definitely a great hero. Great actors, everything else is perfect as well. No problems there. The newcomers, they all did a great job too. Lita Lestrange and Credence, he's returning, and Nagini's in this, so we get to find out Nagini, Japanese or Chinese, and she is I can't remember the name. Darn it, Ambidictus or something. I can't remember. I have so many Harry Potter things in my head right now. Ambidictus, I don't know. But basically, what it means is that you turn into an animal when you sleep or at some points of your life, and then eventually it just takes a hold of you, and you can't change back, and you lose all your memory, and everything just basically F's up for you. And Nagini is one of those. So basically, this wasn't like a movie about her, but she was in it, and I'm assuming she's going to be more prominently featured in the next films. But basically, it's kind of cool, right? We get to see her change into the snake, that she will become Voldemort's little pet crony buddy. And it's funny because no one knew. We just, Nagini, it's a snake. It's whatever, But it's like, no, she's a human and she was cursed to do that. So it's automatically giving Nagini a whole new weight. And the fact that Neville kills her just makes it even stranger, and even cooler at the same time because you know about her past. And I think that's the strongest part about Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, is that it's a great Fantastic Beasts movie, but it's also a great linking point for the Harry Potter films, because we get to see Albus Dumbledore when he's younger, played by Jude Law perfectly, and, everything like that. And it just, when you watch it and then you watch Harry Potter, you'll be like, oh, and that person's related to that, or he did that to do that, and she did that to do that. So it's kind of like a linking movie, and that was cool, too. The script, again, was great, CGI was great, all that cool stuff. Humor that was there, it was great, action was great. Just, great stuff across the board. I didn't have any doubts in my mind at all. There is one tiny baby negative. Now, this is hard to discuss because it's needed. And that is that this movie is slow. That's not a bad thing, however. What I mean by that is, if you ever watched Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, or Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, you will know that those movies are more mature and more adult-like than the others, right? Because of the context of the story, right? And they had to do that, and they nailed it perfectly. So those Half-Blood Prince and Deathly Hallows Part 1 are slower because they're on a slower journey, and they're in the open, and, blah, 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 whatever. And that's fine. But Fantastic Beasts, Crimes of Grindelwald is slower because it's the second movie out of 5 movies. And if this movie had just action scenes across the entire board, and this movie does have some great action scenes, but if it was like that the whole time, when you get to 5, you're just done. Your brain pooped out on you. You have so much information, and you're trying to process it all, and then when the action comes, you don't care. So this movie, yeah, it's slow at times, but that's not a negative for me. What's negative about it for me is that half the movie is like dead silence. I mean, when they're walking and they have like these shots of Lita Lestrange walking into her classroom, or Newton, Albus Dumbledore, in Hogwarts walking in. David Yates, the director, he basically didn't add a lot of sound and a lot of music to a lot of the scenes. So when you did have those moments of talking between Grindelwald or Newt or Jacob or whoever, Queenie, to me, it's slow. That's what feels slow. The slow parts aren't slow for me because you need that. You have to establish character and plot because it's only the second movie and it's way darker. So you have to allow that to take shape. Because first of all, true Harry Potter fans know it's not an action franchise. There's action in it, but it's not a Marvel movie or a DC movie or anything like that. This movie is about wonder and awe, and yeah, action and adventure. But it really is taking about those leaps and those steps into getting a more cohesive movie so that when something does happen to characters, you care. So I don't think that's a negative. I mean, the only negative that I can think of, like I said before, is there's no music. So when it is slow, it actually kind of feels slow. It feels like you're actually watching two people in the real world talking, which isn't all a bad thing, but to me it felt like it killed it a little bit for me because I don't, if they added like a little bit of like really slow and, kind of faint music when they were talking, I wouldn't mind it. It's slow, sure, but again, that's not a reason to hate this movie. I mean, it's just my opinion, sure, but I think that they made this movie slower paced for a reason. And I'm not saying this movie is a crawler movie. I mean, you're not going to be bored and sleeping during it. I mean, if you know what's going on and you appreciate Harry Potter and the lore behind it, then yeah, I mean, it's slower, but that's fine because you need that, So the only negative part of it for me is when they don't add the music, because that's when it really kind of crept to a crawl. And then I kind of had to go, oh, I'm still watching a movie. You know what I mean? But if they added that music, I think it would have been better. But everything else was great, and I'm going to have to give Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, an A. Only reason why I didn't give it an A+ is because of that music and talking scenes. But hey, pretty good review on my part. I can't understand the hate at all. I thought this was a fantastic movie, and I can't wait for the 3rd, 4th, and the 5th. If they make more, freaking awesome on their part. But anyway, guys, that's my review for Crimes of Grindelwald. Stay tuned for more videos real soon. Like and comment if you saw The Crimes of Grindelwald. What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite movie? I'm trying to think here. From all the Harry Potter movies and the 2 Fantastic Beasts movies. So all the Wizarding World movies, what's your favorite and what's your least favorite? Tell me down in the comments. So thank you guys very much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe for more, and we'll see you in the next video.